Perfect. I guess we're good to go. I'll just start with an introduction as the viewers start joining in. Perfect. So, welcome to the live show of Web3 Tools organized by Foundership. To those who do not know about Foundership, Foundership is a Web3 accelerator providing incubation to Web3 startups through its program Xerox Camp and Launch Camp. To know more, kindly visit our website at foundershiphq.com. Decentralized finance has emerged as a rapidly growing and innovative sector within the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, offering lucrative opportunities for investors and users alike. In the realm of DeFi, several strategies have proven to be particularly lucrative for those seeking to maximize their returns while navigating the risks associated with its nascent industry. There may be in yield farming, liquidity provision, staking, flash loans and arbitrage, token investment, and early participation. Today, Arvind, Chief of Operations at DefiVerse, will emphasize that while DeFi presents lucrative opportunities, it also comes with inherent risks. The live chat has been enabled for questions. Do feel free to clarify your doubts, which will be taken towards the end of the session. Over to you, Arvind.
Hey Vadit, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to Foundership as well. So, like Vadit mentioned, my name is Arvind Ujwal, I'm the Chief of Operations at DefiVerse. I apologize, I'm a bit under the weather, so please forgive any coughs and sneezes. So before I get into what DefiVerse is and how you can benefit from it, I want to quickly talk about how we got here, what we've been doing for the past 2 years, and how the idea to create or develop DefiVerse came up in the first place. So in early 2016, uh, we got into the crypto space. Our first brand was AB Nexus, and it's still running. It was primarily a mining company and a crypto hedge fund. So currently, we still have about 50 clients, and we've been running a very successful hedge fund for the past close to 7 years now. So you can imagine that managing a crypto hedge fund, from 3 years back, 4 years back, is quite complicated. Main reason being that there was a lot of regulatory issues, and more importantly, we were very very deeply into the DeFi space. We like to say we got into DeFi before there was DeFi. So one of the challenges that we faced was when you're managing like a hedge fund in crypto, you have like 20 coins on 5 chains, and you're in multiple apps, you're staking somewhere, you're loaning somewhere, you're doing so many things. On top of that, you have clients who have entered at different entry points, different exit points, you're managing the reports, you're managing the accounting. So essentially, it's really challenging to simultaneously work on the strategies and just asset management. So in 2021, that's why we decided to create DefiVerse. So DefiVerse is very simply a crypto asset management infrastructure. So what do I mean when I say crypto asset management infrastructure? Let's say you're someone who has a very good strategy. It doesn't have to be just trading. It could be just holding coins long term. It could be like Vardit mentioned, liquidity providing, yield farming, staking. You have a strategy. You want to get people to invest into your strategy, but the existing infrastructure is quite limited in the crypto space, and managing it yourself is even more hectic, because one of the things about asset management is strategy is one thing, and actually managing the investors movements of tokens, tracking the fees, the profit made, all this is very hectic. So DeFiverse simplifies all those assets, freeing you up to create your own strategies. The other half of DeFiverse also is that if you're an investor, you want to invest into DeFi, but it's complicated. DeFi is challenging. It's hard. You'll get lost. There are so many tokens, so many strategies. Everything's going up and down. You just get single-click exposure to like great strategies here. Our transparent protocol and our simplified investment options allow you to enter into any portfolio after reviewing it with ease. So I'm going to talk about if anyone has any questions, maybe you can ping me in the chat at any time. I'll make sure to answer them. So let's go ahead. The three primary facets which DefiVerse is built upon is one, asset management simplification. That is, when an investor enters, tracking his entry; an investor exits, tracking his exit; an investor, when you make profit, charging fees; when you want to change some parameters, changing the parameters; you want to exit from a strategy, exiting all the investors accurately. This infrastructure, that is one facet which we have created in such a simple way that if you're an expert, you just come, create a strategy, do what you want. We'll be handling all the background work. The second aspect that we also provide for, excuse me, the second aspect that we also provide for are portfolio analytics. What this means is, if you're an expert in the crypto space right now, the only way you can actually get other people to invest in you is to go on Twitter, shill yourself, and then somehow prove that you're actually good and convince people to subscribe to you. It's a lot of hard work. So through our leaderboard and our transparent portfolios, users can see exactly what you've been doing on the platform, how much you've earned, and it's very transparent and it offers exposure. So users can not only review your platform, but also review your portfolios, but also understand how well you've performed. So it offers exposure and transparency for the portfolios. Third thing is simplicity of investments. That's very easy. Investing is one click. Viewing your portfolio is very easy. Exiting is one click. All the investments you make are completely self-custodial. So self-custodial means that even though you are investing it and he's managing it, he can never withdraw it. He can only use the DApp integrations. So that's how it is. So how does the basic flow of the platform work? Very simple. Asset managers come, they create the strategies. You as an investor come, view the strategies on the platform, invest into what you like. He makes profit, you make profit. He earns the fees, you get profit from his strategies. So before going more ahead into an explanation of the product, I'd like to give you, which will also serve to talk about the features of the product, an overview of how DefiVerse looks. We have currently completed all our smart contracts. I'm showing you a prototype which is currently under development. We're expecting to be live in a month or two. So let's go into it. So I'm just going to go into the complete user flow for DefiVerse. This will help you understand how the platform works and also give you an in-depth look at the features. So here you'll see that there are a lot of parameters that you can go over while checking our leaderboard. Let's say you come into our platform, you'll be seeing something like this. You can go over all our filters to see what are the strategies that are there, filter them by AUM, how much they've made, what type of strategies, etc. So hypothetically, you would connect your wallet. And let's say you find a strategy you like. Let's say you find this one. So again, you can analyze all the strategies totally from top to bottom. And once you're satisfied with what the strategies are, let's say you want to invest into them. Yeah, you'd get an in-depth overview of the strategy. So let me just talk about the share price thing. I think it will help because it will also highlight one of the USPs of the product. When you're managing a portfolio on chain, the way to track investors is using something called share price. Basically, the portfolio acts like a company. So when someone invests into your portfolio, you give them shares. So if the current share price here, if you can, notice is $2.4. If someone came and invested $2,400, he would get 1,000 shares. When you exit also, you just exit in your shares, and whatever profit or loss is just calculated using the shares. I'll highlight why this is important later. So you can see this essentially represents the performance of the portfolio. You can see the AUM growth and other things like that. You can see some other facets like what are the current tokens being held in the portfolios, as well as the fees that are charged. I'm going to explore this fees later. I think this is quite important if you're a DeFi expert. Some of the other really important innovative features we have is that you can see, again, as I mentioned, it's bugging a bit. I'm not sure why this is happening. Yeah, it's all right. You can see the list of all the investors, how much they've invested, what they've invested, what the returns they've made, and so on and so forth. You can see, for example, what the policies that are present in the portfolio. We'll explore some of these policies later as they reflect various other utilities for the product as well. We'll go over that. And my favorite and the most important part of it is you get to see the entire activity of the entire fund. So what this means is everything that's done in the portfolio, you get to see it. If somebody has withdrawn, deposited, charged fees, changed any settings, you get to see it from the inception of the product. So all of this really helps an investor make an informed decision as to which strategy to choose according to his risk appetite. So let's say you're investing into the product, you would just enter whatever tokens. Here you'll notice that this particular portfolio would be accepting Matic or USDC. So you would enter whatever and you would be invested into the portfolio. Now from the DeFi expert's perspective, let's just look at it. Let's just go back one step. I think it'll help us a bit. So if you're a DeFi expert, how easy is it to create a portfolio on DefiVerse? It's literally just 2 steps. Fill in all your details, your name, what your manager name is, some information, what your history is. Fill in some parameters. Here I want to talk about an important parameter, which is public and private portfolios. This is very important because using private and whitelisted portfolios, what you can do is you can essentially regulate your portfolio. So one of the major concerns for major large players entering the crypto space is that they're not sure how to regulate their assets and regulate their investments. So what we allow you to do is whitelist particular addresses. So what, suppose a big institution wanted to enter into the asset management space, what they would do is they would perform all their accreditation and KYC off-chain. They would have a legal agreement showing that this investor owns this wallet, and then just whitelist the wallet and manage it here and provide the reports off-chain. Through this, through this and a couple of other integrations that we have planned, accreditation becomes very easy. So you would just enter some important information like deposit limits. And let's also go over the fee concept that we do in DefiVerse. The product offers 2 types of fees for asset managers, which is performance fee and management fee. We're trying to make the system as easily mirror the traditional system, but without any of the hassles. So management fee is very simple. If somebody enters into your portfolio, you get to charge about 1 to 2% or whatever you want per year. This can be charged in installments whenever you feel like. Performance fee is actually the crux of the product, because performance fee simply means whatever profits you make for investors, you can take a cut of the profits. So I want to actually go to the manager dashboard. Yeah. So let's go over the fee charging space. I think this would be a little easier to explain from here. Yeah. So one of the essential facets of DefiVerse is how we allow people to charge performance fee. Very simply speaking, performance fee is if you make profit, the manager takes a percent of the profit. Now, because investors enter at different times, you'll make different profits for different investors. Sometimes people enter when the market is up, or when your portfolio is up, or when it's down. The key is that we are the only platform in all of the crypto space currently, and probably for the foreseeable future, because of how we've designed our architecture, that allows you to track investors on an individual basis. This is very important because the amount of fees that asset managers are missing in other platforms is easily like 4 to 5 times of what you'd be making here. It also has a lot of other benefits, but we'll go over that like maybe later in an extended presentation. So here you could be tracking each investor separately and charging fees for them in a separate way. So from the asset manager's perspective, this is how the product looks. We currently have 3 DApp integrations. We'll also be integrating a lot more applications in the future. In fact, that will be the centerpiece of the product, offering good infrastructure and integrating lots and lots and lots of dApps so that you can just create any kinds of strategies that you want. So currently we have Uniswap, Aave, and Beefy. Using these 3 itself, you can do almost 80-90% of what's there in crypto. Mainly using Uniswap, you guys might be knowing you can just swap and provide liquidity. We also have V3 enabled, so we're offering the latest liquidity provision strategies. Beefy is a very cool vault product where through Beefy you get exposure to a lot of tokens, close to like, I don't know, I'd say easily 50-100 tokens across multiple chains. So it's a yield farming application, but it also acts as exposure to multiple other applications. Aave is obviously known for its lending, borrowing, and currently even stablecoin minting. So that's how the product looks from the asset manager side. As I mentioned, withdrawals are very simple. Sorry about that. Let's say I've invested into the platform. Withdrawals are quite easy. You can basically choose to withdraw in whatever assets the portfolio has, though you might pay a small fees if you're changing the ratios too much. Withdraw is also just one click. Just enter the amount of shares you want to withdraw, and you can just withdraw it immediately. All the fee charging and all will be handled by us automatically. So this is the basic run through of the product. I want to talk about some more stuff about how we plan on marketing it, what progress we've made in the product, and how we're going to generate revenue as well. So let's just go into that. Sorry, I think it's lagging a bit. Yeah, here we are. So our revenue model is quite simple for DefiVerse. We're just going to be charging a little bit of fees on whatever premium services that we offer, which is primarily an entry and exit fees, activity fees whenever some integrations are used, an AUM fee cut, and cut on the performance fees that asset managers charge. Hypothetically speaking, our product can easily generate 2.5 to like even 4 or 5% of TVL in a year, which is very, very high for a SaaS product. Our product is a service in the end. So we generate a relatively high amount of fees for the amount of for the services that we offer. So I want to talk about what our go-to-market strategy is. I think that's very important in showing how our product will actually gain exposure. It's very simple. What we need to do as a product is just get talented asset managers on board. and the money will follow automatically. When you see famous people or talented people creating strategies, they naturally tend to market themselves. We've tied up with a lot of asset managers, and not just asset managers, just DeFi users. I'd almost say whales in the crypto space. Some Indian, some not Indian. They're just going to come create their products here, and we'll tie up with them, offer them some incentives. Another very important and one of the main reasons why we're doing this is we ourselves are going to transition our own hedge fund on chain. So you're going to see AB Nexus create 3-4 portfolios on DefiVerse, and we're going to be the first ones putting in money. So we back up the product, showing that we're here, we're actually running it, we're using it, and that itself we hope will be one of the USPs of our product, because people with 7-8 years in the space can offer really good and reliable strategies, not easily available. And the other half of our go-to-market strategy, apologies, will simply be getting partnerships with multiple integrations. That is, as the DApp integrations we integrate onto our application, you just take partnerships with them, and you use that also to market the product. So I don't want to talk too much more about the product. In terms of our current progress and our roadmap, I'll just go over it. So with our current progress, as you can see here, we've finished all the smart contracts, including the portfolios, the DApp integrations, anything. We've also finished our front-end design, which you guys have seen. We're just working on integrating the two. We're having a private testnet right now. It's not open to the public, but if all goes well, it will be open in the next month or 2 months. So we're very close to launching as well. For our future roadmap, I think the product is very simple. Many chains, many integrations, and regulations. This is only 3 steps. We eventually want to go multi-chain, and if all goes well, even omni-chain. We want to be a kind of product which has 10, 20 different top integrations, top dApps product. So, apologies. So this is the basic highlight of what is DefiVerse, how it works, and what our plan is. We also have a token, but I don't think it's important to discuss too much of the token utility. I will mention, however, that we have a very unique and radical tokenomics model, which maybe we can go over if anybody's interested later. So just a quick shout out to the team here. A lot of us are childhood friends. We've been in the space from the very first day. We all just came out of college, started the space together, and we've been together for like 5-6 years. So that really builds to how much we have worked hard to get here. So that's about it for the presentation. I'll be open to taking any questions if anyone's looking to ask anything.
Perfect. Quite interesting, Arvind. And I guess everybody sympathizes with you with for your cold. I guess it's been really bad as of now. And apologies in case, because this session was already scheduled, couldn't be rescheduled as well. But nonetheless, we do not have any other questions from the chat, but I had a few questions of my own, and I'll keep it short. Don't want to make you talk too much as well. So, essentially, how does DefiVerse ensure security and transparency in its asset management process? Could you elaborate on the underlying technology or protocols used to achieve decentralization and the trustlessness?
Absolutely. So it's a very good question. When you're putting money where somebody else is managing it, because other people are managing your product, security is the most important thing. When it's an application that is purely code oriented, it's very simple. The code, it's smart contracts or self-custodial, it's done. The best way I would explain it is our portfolios, our vaults have been designed in a very, very, very secure way, and the investments are self-custodial. What this means is there exists no smart contracts in the entire portfolio where withdrawal is possible from any address other than the one deposited in. There are only 2 forms of security that you need to be paying attention to in a product like this. One, you don't want to get rugged or internal trading. What this means is, let's say you're an asset manager who wants to do something shady. It's very simple. You would create your own token, take deposits, and then push your own token up. So we're countering this in a very simple way. We're only going to allow about 50 to 100 assets, only blue chip assets. All the tokens on the platform will be whitelisted. So that's the first step. Second step, which is more important, is investments are self-custodial. So only the person who's deposited can withdraw. Asset managers can manage the assets. They can't lock it into any dApps. Whenever you click withdraw, it instantly comes to you. So these are the two ways in which we're offering security. We're also going to be focusing on integrating a lot of insurance and regulatory applications such as CoinX and maybe Nexus Mutual, Gnosis, things like this. So we will be adding through dApp integrations itself other forms of security and regulation.
Got it. Thank you. And could you share a few success stories or case studies of fund managers or investors who have achieved significant results? Or this is
And
still in development stage and you've not onboarded anyone?
from our actual product, no, because the product is in private testnet.
Got it.
But in terms of asset management, I'm tempted to just show you any of our investor reports. Almost every investor is up like 5x, 10x, whatever. I mean, crypto is that kind of space, right? You get in, you do it right. I'll not say you get lucky, but you get in at the right time, get out at the right time. 10x is like a bare minimum. So the success story
Sure.
is we ourselves, but as a product, we're still in testnet, so nothing is
Got
live
it.
yet.
Fair, fair,
One of
fair.
the things I will highlight, however, is that we're doing multiple DeFi strategies in the last year, where we're doing it for ourselves personally, not on chain, and not opening it out as a service yet. Maybe we can do that sometime. Where we're earning 30, 40, 50, 100% per year, and it's quite market neutral as well. Just want to mention these kind of very lucrative things which are available in the space right now.
Mm. And what are the future plans for DefiVerse? Are there any upcoming features or improvements that users can look forward to in the platform's roadmap?
I think the very first step we're doing is we're going to go to about two or three chains, which is mainly Arbitrum and possibly Optimism. And we're going to have like some of the top dApps integrated. So currently, by volume, Arbitrum chain is drawing some of the highest volumes in terms of users and TVL. So while Polygon itself is looking very, very, very bullish, we're going to make sure to balance our exposure to Polygon and Arbitrum, and that will be actually the most exciting thing. If we're really able to do it, this would definitely be a major achievement. We're working on it. We could have cross-chain portfolios. What that means is portfolio are hosted in like something like layer zero, and you invest in one place, but the deposits go across multiple chains. That'll be something which we're looking forward to.
Perfect, perfect. I think that's about it. Quite an insightful session and very interesting as well. And kudos to you managing the session despite having such a bad cold. So I would love to thank you on behalf of our community for the showcase as well. And would love to wish you luck on your future endeavors.
Thank you, Vardhan. Thank you. Glad to
Perfect.
be here.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining in. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.